Hello, how are you? Friday night's going to be the first time, probably around 9 o'clock. I'm going to go live talking to somebody that can't see his children in the great state of Pennsylvania, even though a court ordered it. A lower judge refuses to even hear it. And he's without his children now. So I'm going to be doing a lot of live shows here instead of on Facebook now. I just have to have people go to my site here to see my live videos. If you look at my videos, please look at the whole truth, shock trauma, POW1, and POW2. Those are some of my main videos that I put out. I also have a big one with 20-some thousand views on Central Highlands Veterans. There's a Vietnam site called Central Highlands, and the video is right live, and you can see me in it. I'm just a disgusted old man that knows every time I file anything in court, I'm losing. They're going to have me blacklisted. They don't want the truth to come out. They've hidden my criminal record so I can't keep fighting it. And then committed outrageous perjury in federal court. A lady by the name of Diane Liebno testified as the chief clerk of Howard County, Maryland Circuit Court that my records were all there and open to the public. They always have been. We can't find me on their computer system. They have no case numbers on me. They had me arrested for 2 of my 4 crimes because when they tried to put it back on judicial search here in Maryland, they forgot 2 of the felonies. And my box of records went from 15 inches down to 2 inches in the back corner of her office at the Howard County Circuit Court. So do you call that open to the public? And then my records are actually there. All the exhibits proving my innocence have disappeared. But proving you're innocent don't get your case opened back up or a new trial. Even bringing up Brady violations don't get it open. You can't get it back open once you're convicted. So if you ever serve on a grand jury or a jury, don't believe what the prosecutor tells you. And most witnesses lie. Only what you can actually see in black and white. And the FBI has been brought up on charges of falsifying DNA, fingerprints, blood tests, all kinds of stuff over the years, where they've had to let people go free. That's the FBI. What about our state laboratories? They've caught them being crooked too across this country. So before you vote guilty to screw up somebody's life forever, be sure that they're guilty with actual evidence. I watch Dateline 2020, 48 hours all the time. Well, his wife became missing, where he was having 5 affairs at the time. He was a drunk. So he must have killed his wife or something. Guilty of first-degree murder. Wait a minute. Where's the body? Where's DNA? Where's fingerprints? Where's the scene of the crime? A lot of people, men and women, have affairs all the time. Did that make them first-degree murderers or even second-degree murderers? These court cases I'm watching on TV does most of the time. Just circumstantial evidence. He was a bad guy, so he had killed his wife and hidden the body. convicted for life in jail, death row, all kinds of stuff. And they don't want to overturn a damn thing. Project Innocent gets documented proof, DNA. Judge don't want to hear it. In fact, the judges don't even want them to reevaluate the DNA most of the time, and refuse to let them to have the shirts or the underwear or whatever, condoms or whatever they found at the crime scene. So they can't retest them to prove that their client is innocent on death row. And judges don't care. So what? You found a DNA on this from somebody else and they confessed to it. The jury convicted this guy and they put him to death. Innocent people. All the time. The DOJ knows that between 15 and 50,000 people a year were innocent of what they were convicted of. Whoa, that's a hell of a lot of people. No, it isn't. Not when we convict an average of 1.5 million people a year of felonies. 1 out of every 300 people we convict of a felony. Every year. Is this our great society? Well, they've been offering me pardons and expungement. Well, basically, they expunged my file anyway. That's why when they took my wife away, saying I was a convicted felon, they had to ask me, were you convicted of a felony? And I said, yes, because I didn't know it was expunged at the time. So they took my wife away because I confessed that I was a felon. Even though there was no file here in the state of Maryland concerning it. The FBI still had a file, but it would have taken them a couple months to get that. So if they expunge your record or pardon you in the state, you're still a felon with the FBI. So all it does is turn you into a liar. No, I was never convicted of anything. Show me the record. That's what you have to say. It makes you a liar. It doesn't clear your name. It doesn't bring back your rights. You've still lost your rights to have a liquor license, a child care license, own a gun, and a lot of states still vote if you're on the FBI felony list. Is this the great country I grew up in and supposedly fought in Vietnam in for people's freedom around the world? To come home and find this can happen to you? They can falsify evidence, withhold evidence, commit perjury, hide stuff, and then rule against you, take your wife away and kill her, where she ended up dead. They didn't actually put their hands on her. They put her in a substandard nursing home eventually that killed her. So I won't be talking about a lot of subjects this way. And I hope this one's going out live right now. I'm going to have people write stuff if they can on the right, because I don't chat on the telephone. Friday night at 9 o'clock is the first night I'm going to be doing this again. And with a call-in customer, I usually lay the phone right here by the speaker so you can hear what they're saying to me. and then ask them questions. I'm not going to disclose people's names. I'm not going to be responsible for what they say because I'm not a big news media that checks facts. And I have trouble believing some of the stories I've heard of wrongs this government has done to people. But I don't disbelieve them because people have trouble believing me. I have trouble believing me. My God, this can't happen in America. They brainwashed me since the day I was born of how the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Federalist Papers, all this stuff protect our rights against abuses by our government and our court systems. It couldn't happen to me. Wait a minute. I have documented proof right here showing it happened to me. News medias don't want to cover this kind of story. They don't want to rock the boat. Unless I was Trump, then they'd really rock the boat. I'm running for U.S. Congress, by the way, here in the 7th District. I can't imagine ever winning. But a lot of people are using what I'm saying. The people wanting to be mayor of Baltimore now, saying they want to bring back VOTEC. Now the president's saying he wants to bring back VOTEC to all the schools. Because we're not all college ready with our brain. Our brains work differently. Some of us work good with our hands, like me. They raised 3 kids, put them through college, bought a house, stayed married 48 years with my wife. We were never rich, but we went out to dinner once a week or something. Went to Florida a few times, the Walt Disney World. No fancy hotels or anything, but we were able to survive and have food, have a roof, have a vehicle, all on working with your hands. Fixing cars and fixing appliances was my specialty. 2 businesses, one in the front yard and one in the backyard. And we're not training kids to learn how to fix vehicles, appliances, heating, air conditioning, wiring, plumbing, bricklaying, construction. Most of them are decent paying jobs. And after you work a while, you can get in your own business. And I also wanted to bring God back to schools. No matter what name your God was. If you're Jewish, let's have a Hanukkah thing. If you're Christian, let's have a Christmas tree. If you're Sikh, Buddhist, or Muslim, let's have their symbols during their religious days. Honor all gods in our school. Because the Constitution says we can't promote a particular religion. It didn't say ban all religions. As long as we let everybody have equal access and let the children know that most of the school, their parents are religious. There's only one God up there under a lot of different names. And all the Bibles are very similar with the same 10 commandments in them. And all of them have basically Jesus' commandment. Do no harm to your neighbor or nature as you would want done unto you. Basically. My wife was Buddhist. Best damn Christian I've ever seen in my life. Because most Christians I've seen are hypocrites. They go to church every Sunday, put a lot of money, dress up all fancy, And then they go back to their business and screw customers all week, all about the almighty dollar. But as long as they go to church, they're saved to go to heaven. They're a chosen person of God because they go to church. I'm a Billy Graham Christian, 24/7, 366 this year. Not 365. We had an extra day this year. You got to live, act, and show your religion all the time. Treat people fairly in your business. Reasonable pricing. Honest job. Back up your guarantees. But that's not the American way anyway. With all his advertising, it's screw everybody you can to get filthy rich. Don't care who you step on to do it. So it's been 16 minutes. I'm going to see if this live stream comes up on my video page at YouTube under Ray Bly, RAYBLY. And please subscribe to me so I can get filthy rich to help homeless veterans with the money. Because I'm a disabled veteran. With that check alone, I can survive. Where will I spend the money? My wife's dead. Thanks to the state of Maryland and Forest Haven Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Catonsville, Maryland, and Gilchrist Hospice Care Services in Maryland. And Judge William B. Tucker of the Howard County Circuit Court judge that took her away because Rhea Rockbard, the lawyer appointed, and Brother King wanted to get their hands on my assets. And it's all lawyers, as far as I know, Brother King and Rhea Rockbard. They're asset chasers instead of ambulance chasers. Appointed 1,500 times, I think Rhea Rockbard said, in guardianship cases. And she only cared about the ones that had assets like me, a home and cars and bank accounts before. No bank accounts anymore. They wiped me out with taking my wife away and spending all the money they could and almost took my home away. So God bless you all. And sometimes I cuss. I do smoke. I do not drink, though. Not even socially. So this is suitable for most kids, but not all kids. So please preview the video, especially when I have live talk-in shows. I have some outrageous people with outrageous language sometimes on my Facebook page. I had to calm them down because they get so outraged at our government that they blow up. I don't blame them, but when you go into a live streaming like this without any kind of editing or delay, you can't stop them until you hang up on them. And then it's already too late. What they said is out there. But I'm going to try it. And I'm going to pre-talk to them before I put them live on the air to make sure they can handle themselves decently and respectfully to the public and tell their story of what happened without getting too outraged about it. Thank you.